And so I cut the hair. I cut the hair. What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Janiyah Aaliyah, and I am back with another video. If it's your first time here, hi, welcome. I will offer you a seat, but you know, only my subscribers can sit down. So if you want to get you a seat, then go ahead and click, smack on that subscribe button down below. Now let's get into this video. So obviously, I know I have, but y'all have probably realized something from these past few videos. And that something is that people take me for granted. Yes, for granted. But you know what? Personally, I feel like that's my fault. And that's our generation's fault, because our generation, we just don't slap people like they used to. And so that's on me. I'm gonna take the blame for that. But anyways, so y'all already know I have to give y'all the background information y'all are gonna need to succeed while y'all are listening to this story. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get started by letting y'all know that when I first started doing hair, and I still do, but when I first started doing hair, it was for personal gain. Meaning, it was for me. It was for myself. Meaning, I want my hair to look good because my mama can't do no hair. Can't nobody else in this house do no hair. And then I want to pay to get my hair done. So, I'm going to learn how to do it. And it's going to be for me. Now, if my little cousins pull up to my house and they just looking like some baby kids and their hair is messed up, I'm going to do their hair. Okay? But I'm going to do their hair because that is quality time spent with them. And I love them. But these other people out here, these people who be doing me wrong, I don't love them. I don't. So all I know is I just wish I had this energy when I kept getting finessed. But I didn't. So prior to college, I didn't really care much for doing hair. Like, I mean, my hair was always looking good. But I was never really actively advertising myself out here trying to get customers, or like, here, take my card, because you know I be doing eyebrows too. My eyebrows, it's whatever. Stop looking at my eyebrows. Don't look at my eyebrows, okay? But yes, I was not out here actively advertising, trying to get people to come book with me or nothing like that, because for me it was not like it wasn't an active side hustle for me, because I really did not care for doing it. Like, I'm not a service person. Now I do it because I don't want to go have to work in no gym or no library, so I'd rather just sit here, do somebody's hair for a couple of hours and get some money. Okay? But at the time, I didn't really care for it. But I mean, of course, a few of my friends, they did know, like, okay, yeah, Janiyah do hair, okay, I'm finna ask Janiyah do a sew-in, or I'm finna ask, you know, my friend to give me a braid down. And that was that. They knew my limits, okay? Because I did have limits. I'd rather do a sew-in than sit down and braid some individuals in your hair for 7 hours. So, yeah. So while I was in high school, you know, I did the little thing. You know, I played a few sports. One of them sports was tennis. I wasn't that good, but you know, I had the look and whatnot. I had the look. Yeah, so I was the water girl. But you know what? Let me keep it real. The truth is, I just wasn't on their team. And that's what they didn't know. I was honestly, every match I had, I was a secret agent playing for the other team. So secretly, when I would come back and be like, yeah, y'all, I lost 0-8. The truth of the matter is, I actually won for the other team. And they just did not know. It was them. It was the misconception that they thought I was actually on their team. No, I was on the other team, but we just played on separate sides of the courts, and the other team ain't know I was on their team either, but I was really on their team the whole time. So actually I had a perfect record. I was undefeated on the other team that defeated me. Yes. But anyways, so sometimes, you know, this girl, she didn't really play tennis. I think she was actually like just trying out or whatever. And she was worse than me, y'all. But anyways, so sometimes she would, you know, ask me for a ride, you know, to and from practice. And, you know, of course, we didn't really talk like that. So I would have to ask her, like, can anybody else come get you? She'd be like, no. And in my mind, I'm just like, why you didn't get your butt on the bus then? Like, did you just... And that's what I think a lot of people knew. Y'all, I'm just too nice. Because I feel like in her mind, she was like, yeah, Janiyah is too nice. She's going to say yes to me. That's manipulation. But anyway, so I said yeah. I told her yeah. And so let me tell y'all something. If I am giving you a ride for free, you need to pay me in conversation. Do not sit in a car with me and have me feeling like an Uber and just being quiet. Like, we just sitting there in silence and I'm just driving. Like, that is so rude to me. Why would you do that to me? Why? So I'm driving this girl around and she literally does not say a word. Like, I would try to break the ice a few times and she would just hit me with a and y'all, I just feel like, I don't even know, I would just feel so like, oh my god, like, I'm really getting used right now. I'm really getting used. This is what it feels like to be used. Okay, I'm being taken for granted. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, so y'all already know what I did. I stopped giving this girl rides. Like, I just basically, you know, started letting her know, like, no, I can't give you no ride, and I just leave. I just leave and she'll have to figure it out whether you there till 5 o'clock or something. Because what you're not gonna do is treat me like an Uber. Because guess what? Ubers get paid. You wasn't paying me. I was giving you a ride for free and you wasn't talking to me. Like, oh my gosh. But anyways, so fast forward, the girl, you know, hits me up on Snapchat like later on or whatever, because I guess she just decided not to play tennis no more because she knew she wasn't gonna have no ride. So she hits me up on Snapchat or whatever, you know, asking if I can do her hair. So of course I know I can do hair. I know that, but I don't know if I want to. So I go check my bank account and you know, you already know, it said negative 17 cents. So I needed to do her hair. I needed that for myself. Yeah, I needed it in my bank account expeditiously. Yes. So I pull up at the after party. No, I pull up at her house, right? I pull up at her house at the time that she told me, because mind you, I'm not official. So at this time, I didn't have no booking link. I didn't tell her what time, I didn't tell her like what time I need to be there. I let her tell me like, okay, what time can I come? And I just agreed to the time. So I pull up at her house or whatever. And she finally come outside to let me in the house. And so mind y'all, I'm not no professional. I'm not professional. So I know what I can and can't work with. Y'all see this? I did this. It look cute. Thank you. But I sent her the hair that I can work with ahead of time. And the hair I like to use is like the pre-stretched hair. I ain't got to do no cutting, no spreading, no pulling apart, nothing. All I got to do is just get my sections and braid it in the hair. That's it. So I sent that to her. And guess what? She ain't get it. So she go upstairs, because I guess like she just had a whole supply of like braiding hair already. So she goes upstairs and comes back downstairs with like 1,000 packs of Expressions hair. And everybody know, I have, to this day, I'm yet to use Expressions on my own hair, but everybody know Expressions come in these like big old packs, and then they be like extra long. You gotta cut it like 4 different ways, then spread it and pull it apart and stretch it out, and it's just too much. It will add like a whole extra hour or 2 just having to pull and stretch that hair, like seriously. And so of course I see she coming downstairs with the hair, and I'm personally just thinking like, okay, first of all, now I'm thinking about like geometry, like how many ways can a woodchuck chuck wood and a woodchuck could chuck wood? Like I'm trying to figure out how many ways can I cut this hair where it would still be like long enough for me to stretch it. And I didn't know how to cut the hair. I know how to cut it. So everybody nightmare is when you getting your hair done and then you hear the hairstylist behind you watching a YouTube video on how to do hair. So I turned my volume down. But I looked up a little quick YouTube video of how I'm supposed to cut the expressions, and so I saw one lady like cut it 3 ways, and so I cut the hair. I cut the hair. But I finally finished cutting it and pulling it and all that other stuff. And honestly, at that point, like just by doing that, it was already above my pay grade. It was just already just too much. It was too much. But anyways, so I finally, it's time for me to actually start braiding. So initially I was there to do some cornrows on her hair. Cornrows, and that was one of the main reasons I had agreed to do it anyways. Because they was just cornrows. Like cornrows don't take long at all. Like I'm not gonna be sitting in this chair all day because it was a Saturday. And so I'm like, okay, like I may have a life, maybe not, but if I did, I would want my Saturday. Even if I don't, I still want my Saturday. It's none of your business. Stop judging me. But when I do people's hair, y'all, don't judge me. Please stop. But when I do people's hair, I just cannot help but to stare into their phones while I'm doing their hair, because I'm looking at the hair and then the phone is just right there, so I'm just looking into the phone. Like I truly just can't help it. And so I'm doing that, and you know, of course it's all fun and games until the Snapchat camera opened up, and so now I gotta act like I was staring at the roach in the corner or something. Like just, I don't know, just something stupid. Like I'm like like something, child, something. But as I'm looking at her phone, I just see, you know, she's on Pinterest looking at other hairstyles and stuff. And so I'm just like, still braiding. And next thing you know, she's just like, wait, stop. And I'm like, okay. She's like, how many braids you got? And I'm like, 1. Mind y'all, we just started, so like you can feel where I'm at, girl. You know I ain't go nowhere. So I'm like, 1. She's like, okay, good. Do you think I could get this? What? Excuse me? And so I'm just like, okay. And I take the braid down. Because let me tell y'all something about me. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, I just think it's the way I am. But it would take a lot out of me to just be mean to someone. And maybe, I don't know what my jobs may have to do with this. But naturally, I just have very excellent, very good customer service with people, and I'm just always trying to just work it out. Like it's gonna take a minute for it to go there, and that's probably just my downfall, y'all. I need to go there quicker, a lot faster, and maybe I won't get finessed anymore. I don't know. But so I'm like, okay. And so I take down the braid. I didn't have much done anyways, and so this time the picture she had showed me was some lemonade braids, and so I'm like, okay. And so I do a little part or whatever, and now I'm about to start the lemonade braid finally. And so I start the braid, y'all. I'm braiding, and at this point she like this, and I'm like trying to braid because sideways. Ooh, that kind of hurt my back. But anyways, that's when I'm halfway through the first lemonade braid, and she's like, wait, actually. And at this point in my mind, I'm like, first of all, you need to get off Pinterest. Just turn it off. Just turn it off. She's like, actually, I think I want this instead. So she showed me some stitch braids, I think. I think they were stitch braids. And so now she's saying she wants that instead. And so once again, push over me, I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm honestly just wondering, what did I do to deserve the black Goldilocks of hair? What did I do? Because at this point, she's just using me. Like, she's going to one hairstyle, like, too tight, too loose, ooh, just right. And I'm like, sweetie, this is not no free sample hairstyle. What do you think this is? This is not no hair show. And so at this point, oh my god, somebody actually commented and said I say "and so" it so many times. I do. But anyways, at this point, I'm going through to grab the first piece of hair for this little stitch braid. And she's like, wait, I'm just fed up. And I'm like, girl, what? And she like, actually, I think I want some individuals. What? So I hand her all the hair, because mind you, I had only separated and pulled apart all the hair that I was gonna need for the cornrows. So at this point, I just hand her all the hair, and I'm like, okay, you want some individuals? You can go ahead and pull apart and separate and stretch all the hair yourself. And honestly, just as I'm thinking about it, I should just gave her the hair and told her to do it herself, because that was just disgusting. So she finally finishes like separating all the hair and whatnot, and I started braiding individuals. And so I got to about 4 braids before she was like, wait, and I was like, nope, no ma'am, like no, because mind you, in the text I had only agreed to, you know, I mean, I was just gonna charge her $75 for the cornrows, but at this point we're at like $100 plus hairstyle. Then we're on like the 3rd hairstyle attempt, so it's just like, no, we gonna keep going. We gonna keep going, because if you ask me one more time, I'm probably just gonna have to step out. I'm about to step out. You have to step outside too. Yeah, we both got to step outside. So I'm braiding. The next thing you know, this lady walks down the stairs. And so I think the lady was like her mom or her aunt. I really don't know. But either way, you know, I greeted myself. I'm like, hey, how are you? Hey. The lady literally disregards me, walks to the kitchen, comes back through the living room, and walks upstairs. So obviously at this point, I'm really just like, oh, I see it now. I see where she gets it. But either way, I'm just over it and I'm ready to go, because I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't. Anyways, so basically, I finished doing a girl's hair, and y'all, when I finished, I was just so happy, because at that point I was just happy I kind of shut it down and she didn't ask for no more hairstyles. So I finished her hair, and we did all that stuff, and she went upstairs, I guess, to ask her dad for the money. So when she get upstairs, all I hear is like yelling and stuff, and already immediately I'm just like, okay, as long as you get that money though, as long as you get that money. So she come back downstairs and she hands me $60. And so of course I'm just like, it was $75. Mind y'all, I done been there for 7 hours at this point. If I wanted to make $60 in 7 hours, I would have went to go drop a 16-piece down the street at Popeyes. That's what I would have did. That's what I would have did. I would have did that. I would have did that. So she's just like, oh, well, he only gave me 60. And at that point, y'all, I was just so over it. I just walked out. I just walked out. And I never did her hair again. I don't think I responded to any of her Snapchats ever again, because I was just like, oh my god, that is so messed up, because I just labored my hands for 7 hours, and then you couldn't even have and gave you 3 other hairstyles, and you didn't even have a decency to pay me my rate of pay. Okay, all right, okay. So that's it, y'all. But anyways, this is the reason I refuse to do hair for the general population for the longest, because people be out here taking you for granted. If you're nice, if you're a nice person, you're too good for this world, and people will take you for granted. They will. Yes, they will. Moral of the story is, I keep getting finessed, and I'm gonna try my hardest to never get finessed again. But just know, the next person who finesses me is gonna receive a set of tapes with their name on it, okay? That's it. That's the tweet. But anyways, y'all already know, thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all want to see more of my story times, check out my story time playlist. And of course, smack, dab on that subscribe button down below, and I will see y'all on my next video.